Let's see.
Don?
Yeah, for Don. I'm surprised Don's not here tonight.
I think he may be in Vermont.
Oh, okay. I stopped over to the campground today and, but Val was there.
Yeah, but he was in Vermont yesterday.
Oh,
So I'm just
oh,
making
okay,
that,
then
I'm
he
just
probably-
making that assumption.
Okay, then he could probably
Yeah.
still be out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The minutes of 9/6, did everybody get a chance to look at those and read them over all right? Hey, Ralph. Anybody have?
Make a motion to accept them.
All right.
A second.
Second?
No, I can't. Oh, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I'm in.
You're in. You're in. Does anybody have any other comments about the minutes of September the 6th?
Looks good.
Hearing none, I'll move that we vote to approve the minutes of September the 6th. Aye. Those opposed? Unanimous on that one.
All right.
Old business, we have chairman, the EDC administrative position. I mean, do you know whether that's gotten finalized, that the EDC position?
It's listed, it's posted on the,
Oh, it is posted?
it's posted,
I couldn't tell you, you just heard.
it's
Okay.
posted and I was told that
Yeah, I
it's
saw
also
it was
been published in some of the papers and such around, so it
Okay.
is out there.
Okay, okay, all right. Then I knew.
When is the closing date for applications on that? Do
It
you
doesn't
a-
have a closing date on it, it says until filled. And so I think that we'll see what comes in and let's see. I would like to maybe in 2 weeks have a committee and I think maybe, I think I need to set up a committee to take and do that.
Question.
Yes.
I know that from talking to different towns and people, that they have part-time people. They could probably take these hours. Are we making sure that this RFP gets distributed where these other towns?
To other local
And
towns?
it's in the newspaper for that reason, in the papers, yeah.
But certainly that's a real good avenue to look into, to see somebody with some experience who is actually working in the position. So that would be great. I think anytime anybody is working in the position or something associated with the position.
I know that the other towns have part-time people.
Yeah.
Some of them do.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, even the bigger towns.
So most of them are part-time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's pretty hard to, I'm sure, finance full-time people for that job, unless it's associated with something else, and I would think, so maybe, maybe in 2 weeks, we'll see what has come in, and maybe we can take a look, and Jim, would you be willing to sit on that committee to review?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm wondering if we should take some proactive measures to make sure that the people in these other towns see this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where
To actually
Some of them meet
advertise
with
that.
us. Some of them meet with us when we meet the other towns when we're.
Doing the lower,
Yeah, we have basically the Lower Connecticut River Valley, which is made up of the Chester and the Haddams
Essex.
and the Essex, and so I mean that is one place that.
Well, and if you have somebody specific in mind,
No.
there's nothing
No,
wrong
no,
with
no.
specifically telling them.
Yeah, or
You know,
just sending them a notice.
yeah, or just letting them know, yeah.
Certainly the chair could send out
Sam Gold notice and have him distribute it.
to all their 20 towns. I mean, there are 20 towns in COG, so we could,
Good idea.
we could do that too. And I think that that might be a real good idea. And I think that, and I'm going to ask Don to sit in on that committee with us, if that's okay with you. I was going to ask Don to sit in on that committee also, to review the
Don Bergeron.
applications.
Don.
Don
Bergeron.
Bergeron.
Okay.
And all right. So we'll just, we'll see what comes in, and then I'll get a hold of you in, you know, a couple of weeks, or,
Well, and I'll be glad to do it. Send the RFP to Sam Gold, or is there?
Emmett, could you make sure that it gets to COG, that,
I go to right here.
great, and so if we,
Job description.
yeah, and just to make sure that that got, because I think that's a great resource.
That's a really good resource,
Yeah,
yeah.
to take and see what's out there and to do. All right. The Goodspeed Landing, the Old Town Hall site, I'm gonna let the first selectman answer that and see. Could you give us any update on our environmental results down there?
We're still pending on Eagle to get the final, and we're looking into a couple of options on it. I'll leave alone for the moment.
Yeah.
But different ways of handling it. That's really the question now, is how do we handle it?
Okay, yep.
And come up with some interesting and intriguing different approaches.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now.
So Eagle,
RFP is being put together,
yep, that's
and the revitalization plus Jim Ventris are doing that.
good. All right, and yeah, that I think that the last meeting that revitalization had, that was the one that was open, and we were looking for input from. Very well attended. I thought very good comments came out from the floor, and I'd say there was probably 70 residents that were there, and I thought very good comments. All, I think, very helpful comments, and so I think it was very good for the committee to hear all those comments that were coming off the floor. And so it ended up being, I think, a very good meeting for the revitalization committee to hear. And basically, I think then when the RFP goes out, I think they're going to have some guidelines to see what they're looking for. And so I think that was a good way in which to see.
I was reading it in the front page of the paper. I was surprised to see how many, or from what they reported, people were interested in the town keeping the property.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
That surprised me.
Well, leasing it, and
Yeah.
basically seeing if they could do it that way. Typically, if communities hold it, then they end up being the developer.
Right.
And I think that, you know, if you have the funds to do that sort of thing, then that's an option. But I think the committee has to look at everything and see what the possibilities are of any particular approach here. And but I think that around the table, it was certainly an interest level to keep the waterfront in some way, get walkways across that face of that property, keep some view lines across the face of the property, and that I would say that that was certainly that people are looking to have something there still after we do. So just don't put the for sale sign up and sell the whole thing and not have any rights left there, I think. And so it'll be good for the committee to, you know, to look at what can be done, and then start to talk with particular developers and see what particular developers might be willing to do to make something available to the public. And but it was a good meeting, and so I think that I think it was an eye-opener for the committee that many people came out. As we all know, it's not easy to get 70 people to come out for any particular item, and but
They were all very well behaved.
absolutely.
They were.
Yes.
You know, it was nice. It was-
No.
People were giving their opinions and different ideas, and
Yeah,
nobody
and very
jumped on
different
anybody.
too.
Yeah.
I
nobody
mean,
jumped
one
on
of them,
anybody
one
saying it
person was
crazy.
giving it away, another person was wanting to keep it all, and so I'd say there was
In between, so-
everything.
Well,
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. They said, just give it away.
And
Okay.
he walked out of here.
Yeah, yes. But I thought it was good, though, that to show the differences in thought process out there.
Yeah.
there's that many different thoughts on what we should do with the property. And so we'll see where it all goes, but I think it'll be interesting to see what comes in with the RFPs and who's interested in doing something with those. And what the committee has basically to work with and then go from there. Anybody else have any thoughts on the Goodspeed site down there, or the landing area, or what's going on, or anything? All right. Emmett, would you like to bring us up to date on any particular items that are on your desk other than moving water and roads?
That's essentially all that's on my desk right now.
Yeah.
We're looking at, depending on who you listen to, upwards of $5 million by the time we refurbish this town.
Wow.
Just massive amounts. Beth is looking at $2 million worth of materials without any labor, without any contractors, without anything.
Do you have that in your piggy bank somewhere? Under your, is that under your
You
desk
see
in the
how he's
little?
sitting on the units in his wallet?
Oh,
You're on the right.
oh, that's where it all is. Okay.
It's all tucked away there. We had massive damage.
Yeah.
And what happened up to,
Neptune, was that your worst one, Neptune?
oh, far and away, that's $500,000 all by stone soup.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be totally rebuilt.
Yeah.
And we've gotta find access to it, to be perfectly honest, how do you get in there?
Yeah.
And that's a matter of coming across the Solstice's property, and we have to get some sort of construction easement from them. We're already talking to the lawyer about that,
Oh,
and we're gonna be talking to them about it.
yeah.
And that's kind of the first thing, so we get in there and plan it, and then it's a matter of figuring out just how to do it right.
I was gonna say, so you've gotta have engineers come out and design this thing and,
We have an engineer that runs the public works, so.
okay, so she could design
To
it?
some extent, she'll be designing it, probably with some help.
Mhm.
We'll get others involved and come up with something that's gonna hold up the next time.
Yeah.
And that was been there for a long time, so it's not as if it was bad.
No.
I think it needs to be a little better.
And I don't remember that giving way in 82, or it was 82, wasn't it, the big flood before?
That was the biggie.
Yeah.
That was 10 inches of rain.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we got 6, 7, and some claim 8 on this one.
yeah,
In 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's part of the issue.
Yeah.
You know, in a 100-year storm, they're talking 24 hours. 8
Yeah.
inches of rain in 24 hours.
Right.
So we got 6 inches of rain in 4 hours.
A little overachieving, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I drove through it, I gotta tell you, it was unreal,
Scary.
just trying to get anywhere.
Yeah,
Oh, no, that water was running everywhere, big time.
it was.
And, so,
He's coming home from a meeting
so,
that night.
I mean, you've got roads obviously all over town, it isn't just in
Issues
Moodus.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Where the salt truck tipped over on Bonfroy,
Yeah.
that all slid down into 149.
Is that town or is that state? That,
149 is town, is state. I'm not sure about Bonfroy, I think that's town.
Bonfoy would be town,
Yeah,
right?
but we really couldn't use that to get around it. And with 82 blocked and that blocked, they shut the bridge down.
Oh, okay.
That's what the bridge was all about.
Oh, okay, yep, okay,
One of the bridges at risk.
yeah,
There wasn't any problem there directly. It was just a question of you can't have all these people coming over. And what do you start to do with them?
yeah. So you had it blocked at both ends here.
They shut it down, closed the bridge,
Yep.
kept people off. It annoyed a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
I was gonna say, I mean, you couldn't get up, I don't think, Norwich Road. That looked like that looked like a river going down through there. And to do the damage that did through there,
And then to have 149 blocked on top of that.
yeah.
And the next morning, they had cleared 149. As I came through, they were still removing mud. And from there on out, it was okay.
Yeah,
Well, and it was,
That is going to be our #1 focus, probably for the next month.
Yeah.
And trying to get the public works crew in there, do what we can. Just little things like the edges of the shoulders of the roads, where it all washed out as the water ran down the side of the road. But now that's a lethal trap for anybody that starts to pull off the road.
yeah,
We've got to get those filled and leveled up and safe again.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
A
So,
lot of work to be done.
yeah, I was gonna say, so you've certainly got a lot of work for your
And
town
if
crew to
you
do.
looked at the map when it was happening, the radar that they had out there, it looked like a hot dog bun, and down the center of it, the hot dog was this red and yellow stripe. That red and yellow stripe just came across the state and went straight over us and just from one
Stopped.
end to the other.
Yeah, yeah,
So that we got nailed, the rest of the state didn't.
yeah.
And this is some of the questions about the funding, because you have to have $800,000 per county, $5.2 million statewide, and then you have to have a disaster declaration on a state basis.
Yeah.
And you know what? When it's just this stripe that goes across the state, it's a little harder to get it.
Yeah.
You get a full-blown hurricane where everybody's part of it,
Right,
it's a lot
Right.
easier.
Yeah, so now you're playing meet the numbers or make the numbers.
I think we'll make the numbers. The question is whether or not the state's going to be eager just for that little stripe to get involved with FEMA.
Mhm.
We're hopeful on that. We've got some feedback already, and they're looking for information and numbers. We're trying to put that together as fast as we can.
Wow, that's a whole, I mean, that's a whole huge project here. I mean, it's obviously, fixing it is one thing, but it's also, where's the money coming from to do
Well-
something like that?
And from an economic standpoint, the theater
Mhm.
is hammered right now.
Yep.
I assume they're still putting stuff on, but
Mm-hmm.
the rehearsal hall, the way it is, and their
Oh, yeah,
Yep,
accessory
costume
buildings
shop,
are all in
it's a
trouble.
mess.
yep,
So
yep,
they've got issues,
Yeah.
their costume unit there.
yep, where they do actually, fortunately, that's just the sewing and not where all the costumes are. Fortunately, the costumes are all up on Mount
That
Parnassus.
had 8 inches, and I can tell you, I was in there that next morning.
It is
What a mess.
mud.
Yeah, some of the housing there got hit too, didn't it? The backside
The
of it?
basements.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause I saw a whole bunch of stuff laying in the side yards of
The water went
Theater
right around the
houses,
back
yeah.
and ripped all the land right next to the buildings.
The
And
basement's flooded, I mean, that
Yeah.
whole area down through there.
two of them, I think the mechanicals are messed up.
A lot of people, that apparently, when you get on Creamery Road,
Mhm.
it's not considered a 100-year storm area, flood area,
Okay,
and you don't have to have the insurance. And we heard from people who didn't have the insurance, they didn't have to.
right, right,
And my furnace is gone, my
It's Lauren.
hot water heater's gone,
Right.
and my well is making funny noises.
right.
Yeah.
Now what do? I've got no insurance, nobody's gonna help me.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
And with the good speed, see, the ones that were built on the slabs were okay. The ones that
So
were
the
closer
basements.
over had the basements,
Mhm.
and that's where all the utilities were, was down in those basements.
Yep.
And so they lost 2 houses worth of utilities.
Yep.
But the other ones, they were on slabs.
They were fine.
Yeah, and so all their utilities were up on that first floor, and so they were okay. But the rehearsal hall, I mean, I'm gonna be shocked if they actually repair that
Well,
thing again.
didn't we say that we heard that they're gonna repair them?
Yeah, they said they were
I
going
don't even
to.
understand how, like,
They
Why
fixed
don't
it
you
last
move
time, 82.
Well, no, they just redid it. I mean, they just finished it in April. It was $100,000 they just put in that building.
Plus the beaver dam got 'em too.
Yes, the beaver dam got it, right. So,
Did the Beaver Dam go?
I
Not
don't
this
think so, I
time.
didn't hear about it.
no,
Not this
But
time.
2
No.
years ago, 3
Yeah,
years
but
ago.
I remember that well.
Yep.
I mean, that's a 10-year, every decade it goes.
Yeah. No, the beaver dam is still there, and I'm surprised that didn't go, because, I mean, the amount of water that was coming down through Sucker Brook, oh,
Yeah.
wow. It was a lot of
I went
water.
through it.
Yeah, it was a lot of water, yeah.
Came back and they closed it.
Yeah, but, so, well, I guess we don't have to worry about you not having anything to do then.
That's a little bit.
It sounds that way. All right, well, and, yeah, but I don't think from economic development standpoint, too many of the other businesses had problems from
Seemed
what.
like there really wasn't a whole lot of trouble for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like, I mean, Shagbark didn't have any particular problems being along the creek there.
They were late for a while.
Yeah,
the parking lot.
Yeah.
The whole parking lot was underwater.
yeah, and, but even, 2 Wrestling Cats,
Yeah,
they
he
didn't
had
have.
water in the basement.
He had water in the basement.
But it was, he went in, you know, at one point, it was like, you know, up, this high up his leg, and then he went another time, and it was this high up, and he turned off all the electricals, and then he went back in maybe 2 hours later, and it was back down to here. So, I mean, it was like quick in, quick out, gone, I mean, he
And I
obviously
know
cleaned it
over
up.
at Morfett, their parking lot, that one side one, it kinda ripped through that and
Yeah,
kinda made a trough through there, but you know, that's minor
Yeah,
compared to.
yeah, as compared
compared
to what
everything
Goodspeed
else
had.
is- Yeah,
It's,
but, you know, I mean, if they had to put gravel in it, or if they had to even do any repair, that still goes to your, like you said, counting every nickel.
Yeah, it all becomes part of it.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that we've got is MCRC, and I mentioned that before, I think. They got $400,000, and we're looking to loan to existing businesses, not new startups.
Yeah,
Just existing businesses that would like to
Yeah, we need to
expand,
get together.
that need some help, and their intent is really to help marginal. You know, if you go to the bank and get your money without any issues, that's not what they're looking for. So if you're gonna have a little difficulty getting your money, and somebody has to help you out and trust you a little bit, that's MCRC. And they have $400,000 they'd like to loan between now and the end of the year.
Is that countywide, that 400 availability?
Yeah, MCRC is
Yeah, it's Middlesex County.
Middlesex County Revitalization Commission.
Yeah, so that 400 is for the whole county.
And it has been advertised, because I did see it.
Yeah.
There was an article about it somewhere that I read, so,
Might have been.
cat's out of the bag,
I've
yeah,
been for a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're very eager. Bob's got the paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got the
just re-
paperwork.
yeah,
So we'll take a look around and see if there's somebody who would like, if not all of it, a piece of it anyway. And,
Our ice cream down the center of the village, they've gotten loans.
yeah.
Nora's Cupcakes has gotten loans. You know, it's been in the town.
Mhm.
We've had people do it. So,
Yeah, no, I think it's,
we just finished one for $300,000, a single loan.
yeah.
And we'll do 20, 25, 30, 40, whatever,
Mhm.
you know, depending on what you need.
Yep, yeah. All right, I think that's certainly nice because certainly a good time to have it, something we could bring out at the Business Association Expo.
yeah.
Because there's some financial ones on there. Liberty Bank is gonna be
Right.
speaking, a couple of the others gonna be speaking, and we might,
I mean, that alone would be worthy of, getting
speaker.
together, well, or getting together with their board, even in the next week or two, and letting them know that's there, and having their minds jointly work in tandem with ours as to, you
Maybe
know.
have them be in on the,
Right.
thing with Liberty Bank, and then that way the bank can talk about what loans they have, and then MRC can say,
yes,
Yeah,
because then there's somebody else with
Finance,
financial too.
yeah, and I've got, here's the list of people.
Yeah, I think there was one other one who was a financial on there, which I think is great. I think it's.
They have a lot of federal stuff too.
Yeah, and, well, we have insurance on there, I mean, that was a good one to have on there. Liberty Bank and, Small Business Development Workshop, okay, SCORE. Okay, no, it's really, Liberty is the one who's really the financing your small business.
And they got the Connecticut
Oh, okay,
Development
yeah,
Fund.
can I get a kind of development fund?
Business
Workshop.
Financing,
Mm-hmm.
so they got two.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, MCRC might be a good one to put on there because, as you say, it's a little bit different because they're willing to take something that has a little bit more risk factor to it. And I thought that was good, that there is a little variety there in who their speakers are. So, all right, that's, Emmett, thank you. And Goodspeed Landing Committee, that's basically, I think we've talked about that. Certainly the activity that's been going on now is the tourist committee with the fall weekend. It was, certainly we've gotten publicity out there.
Holy moly,
Yes.
to the point some of even the businesses are going, oh, are we gonna be ready for this weekend? It's like, I hope so.
Well, it was also nice, I mean, this has been in the paper now, and.
The newspaper,
And
put it-
basically, we've had it in the September the 20th, that we had the article in the paper, which ended up being a great article. And then with not too
Not
much
that one.
arm twisting, this one was on the
No,
20,
it's the other one.
on the 27th.
Yeah.
That was donated by the East Haddam News. So we paid for one, they donated one, and then one we.
And then on top of that, they did a front page thing with us too, so
Yeah.
we were all over it.
So there's certainly been some great publicity, and I think the biggest thing is we've got weather, that sounds good. So I
We
think,
also, the Hartford Current.
did you have anything to do with that?
I did.
Oh, okay. I mean, you did it. I think,
I
I want
set
to
out-
jinx this thing
I
here.
set out, press releases.
Oh, for good weather?
No,
Oh,
not
oh,
for press releases,
oh.
press releases for different, the Hartford Current and places like that. And the Hartford Current didn't do the whole thing, but they picked events out of it.
No.
And so they've got, iPark, they picked, and they made reference to the Fall
When did they
Festival.
publish that? What
That's
day?
in today's Hartford Current,
The
community.
Thursday,
The co-
the Thursday.
Oh, it's in today? Okay,
Yeah,
I
and,
haven't read
and then the
paper
other
yet.
one is the,
Calendar section.
yeah, and the other one was the,
It's a pullout.
the,
And-
the,
Staley's thing?
no, the land conservation, Palmer Warner House.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they put that in
So
there?
they put that in there, and they put it as part of the fall festival, and they made reference to it. So they picked two really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
I Park on Saturday and that and such. Whatever people come to town for, as long as they're here,
They'll
they'll
see
see
other
everything
things.
else.
Yeah.
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 And stuff. So yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. So we did get
So
in
we
that
did,
also.
let's get it in the Hartford Current?
Yep.
Boy, that's
Yep.
fantastic, because that's
Yep.
always tough to take them to. So, all right, now, where are we with the whole thing here? What, do we need to?
I tried to get an invoice, so I'd have an invoice to present to us today,
Yep,
but they're not cutting it until tomorrow or next week, so it'll be in November.
okay.
I asked, and
I know
it's
it.
like, you want to get paid sooner? Give me the bill now.
Yep, yep, and I would prefer to do it just so we know what our costs are, but.
Yep, well,
that's fine.
they know what the budget is, and they're generally really good about it.
No,
Yeah, and then they'll pick up whatever extra and stuff. Like I said, we did, go a little larger this year on this size, but we cut back on the stick in the ground signs.
yep,
So, and I think this is,
this is so good, I mean, and
It's
people can
hands-on.
pull it out, they can take it
Yeah.
with them,
Yeah.
and do whatever.
and then, kudos to our friends with the East Haddam Business Association. They've been on there just every single day,
They're
and they're
posting
doing
crazy.
the whole thing on their business newsletter. They did the entire spreadsheet I had and posted that out, and then every day they're doing a different business, and then the businesses have picked it up, and then some of the businesses in town have started posting, like EMPM. They went and had those corrugated signs
Oh.
made, and it talks about them, and it talks about the Fall Fest weekend. So other places have picked up marketing of it
Oh, I
themselves.
see these in the windows.
Yeah.
These are in
Yeah,
people's
we've been-
windows, and,
Yep.
so it's certainly, from the standpoint of,
From the weather, the organization,
Station.
with the business association, and the
Yeah.
marketing we've had, there's no reason for it not to be a home run, so.
yeah,
And then the last thing that we're gonna do is, I'm gonna put together, a questionnaire really quick, and everybody that works getting the business to it is gonna go back to their businesses, because there's not really any measure that we can do specifically, like, somebody may tell us what they're up percentage-wise against their year before, but it's gonna be mostly anecdotal. But we need to recapture that so that we can come up with, and even do a follow-up article maybe in a few weeks with, what it brought and what it meant to, and, maybe some stories.
that
of-
would be, I think, great to make up a
follow-up.
story, and then we'll
Yeah.
send it off to the
Yeah.
newspaper and let
You
them.
you know, it might be worthwhile to send an email out to everybody saying, hey, we're looking forward to a great weekend. We've had a lot of publicity. Just so you know, it's in the Current, it's here, it's there, it's
Yep.
everywhere.
I
Just
think
kind of
that-
tell them, and then say, by the way, we'd love to have some kind of exiting poll, so to speak. So when somebody comes into your shop or your business, just ask them what brought them in today.
Right,
That's all you have to ask,
Right.
and they can tell you. So then they can probably tell you that, you know what, every single person that came in today came because they saw the Fall Fest.
right.
Or nobody's, or we forgot to ask.
right,
But
and-
you know,
yeah, and
sometimes if
and
you
Len-
set them
I
up
think
to ask the
Lenore's, and
question-
so I'll ask Lenore to do that tomorrow,
Yeah.
because she's gonna do one
She's
last.
sending them, yeah, Lenore's
She,
sending them.
Lenore's on top of all of that.
Yeah.
That whole Facebook
Yeah.
aspect is Lenore, and she's been a whirlwind on it and stuff. She's been amazing on it.
Yeah, she's excellent.
Something that you said there,
Exiting poll.
exiting poll, they just, I know what I was gonna say. We have people, like, somebody's here visiting from Tennessee, and you saw that? They went on Facebook and asked about what would be children-friendly events, and so we're getting, people aren't just seeing it and liking it, but people are actually asking questions about the event. So
Yep, yep.
that's, that interactive, like, makes me think that,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
and-
it's certainly out there.
Yeah, and I think a gauge of it will be, the turnout at the, bonfire also. Because a lot of people have really said that that's a really cool idea, and they really like that idea. And like you say, to get people to actually come out, if we really actually can get them to come out and have a good turnout, that'll probably be the real measure of,
the bonfire
Yeah.
site, we've gotta
Right.
pick where we're gonna do it. I'll tell you, that lot is wet.
Yeah.
It's really
We're gonna have
wet.
to do it up a little bit, I think.
Oh, it's gotta be close to the parking lot.
Yeah, and.
Maybe in the
that's-
parking
well,
lot.
And that's why I was saying is we need to put a fire truck here and a fire truck there, so nobody parks
In
in
there.
that lot, so that we don't have people backing
Anybody
up
getting
and all
too
those
close.
people and stuff, and then we can do that fire if need to be
Right on
there,
the edge.
because,
Yeah.
like you say, if you walk people, 2 feet into
Oh,
it,
yeah,
they're gonna be
oh,
up
no.
to their knees in the
There's
muck,
like,
yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
about 4 inches of water
Yeah.
on that thing, right off the parking lot.
And they
Went
have
over there
they
today.
have a ton of wood there, but I don't know after
All this
8
rain.
inches in 4 hours how much we can wring the wood out probably.
Yeah, yeah.
So have we talked to
Yeah, Freddie's gonna bring over wood.
pallets and stuff?
Pallets, and he's bringing those over Saturday morning.
Okay.
And he's gonna bring them right over with a forklift and bring them right over into the lot.
Okay,
And,
perfect. Yeah, that's the easiest way. I mean, how much
What is a fire gonna be?
It's 7 to 9 on Saturday.
Saturday? Yeah,
Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he's gonna bring that over. And I didn't get over and take a real look at that wood, but I got a funny feeling that wood is not gonna be burnable
yeah,
Saturday. And
Yeah.
it's just too wet.
Yeah.
And so I'll see what I can find in the way
Okay.
of some firewood for there too.
Okay.
And something that's dry.
Yeah.
Because so after tonight, I think we've got some good weather coming.
yeah, that's what they
So-
said. And it's actually ideal because it's supposed to be about 65 to 70 degrees, so it's not gonna be super hot either, so
No.
you're gonna get that sweet spot where it's, feels like fall.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta give those pallets a second thought too, because there's a lot of nails in them.
Where we can actually burn it. So it's really gotta be off the edge of the parking lot. then.
Well, if there's a designated pit, but the pits can always be moved in 5 years, different management, let's put the pit over here, and then all of a sudden.
Well, the pit
tractors-
really is way down. That's where it is.
Yeah, but Pat, it's great to burn pallets, but that's the only handicap, doggone
Yeah,
nails.
all those nails.
Staples, nails.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, usually what we do is if we're doing stuff like that, we have a big magnet at the end of a stick that we
Oh,
go
I
back
tried
out there
that, that's
without
not
that.
as easy as it sounds.
It's a great idea.
You sound like you've had some
Not that
experience
job.
with this,
Oh, I
huh?
do. I have. We burnt on people's properties before,
Okay,
then all of a sudden they say, clean it up.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
so we go in with our magnets,
we
our
do with-
rakes,
yeah,
we're looking
ours.
at the time, how many hours, and sifting through it,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm trying to get all
but
them,
it's short,
yeah.
yeah.
so, just a thought.
Yeah, yeah, so.
Well, maybe we need to meet there maybe tomorrow
Okay.
and let's walk it
Yeah.
and
See where we could
see
put
where we
a
are,
pit.
how dry the wood is, and let's rather than just all surmising and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can meet you there at whatever time you want. So
I can check, we
Have
have an
some-
awful lot of wood up at our house,
yeah, we
and we
just
have a ton of wood to split
Oh, you
still
do?
too,
Yeah.
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we're
Got
taking
a
down 5
ton.
more trees, so we'll have plenty of wood. I mean, we have wood now plus more. to
Oh,
replace it.
maybe between all of us, we could have, because I think the wood that's gonna be there, I think it's just gonna be too wet.
Right.
And certainly to get something really ripping in there.
Right.
And maybe if we have more wood, we won't have to burn so many pallets, and I think that's a real, it's no doubt, you can't go leave a whole lot of nails on the ground over there where.
Especially if you're not gonna be using the pit, and you're gonna be using
Right. That's
It's
what.
gonna-
land
you-
closer to the parking lot,
Right.
then now we've got a mess where,
Yeah.
People are walking.
yeah.
All right, why don't you and I meet there 10 o'clock?
Sounds perfect.
Okay. All right, we'll meet there at 10 o'clock, we'll take a look at it, and then we may be giving you a call to see what
I'll
we
check
can do.
with Steve to see what we've got,
All right, see if
but I
we
know we
got-
have a lot, so.
Okay,
And we're not gonna burn it all this year.
yeah.
And we have a huge pile that we still have to do
Why,
something.
do you have something else going on?
Nothing,
Nothing, very quiet over there, and then,
very quiet.
all right. But that's a real good thought, because
Is there
we don't,
anything
there's a lot of
else
nails in those things,
that we have
a lot.
to do
Yeah.
for this weekend as EDC members?
Go around and tell
Mingle
people,
with the people.
mingle with the people, and thank the businesses for participating, and really have some with them. That's the one thing that I get back all the time, is that they never see people from the town or from the EDC. And I know that's not true, because we're all out there and stuff. So make it really a point to, I just wanted to, come out and thank you for
Yeah.
participating and stuff. Businesses are thrilled because they don't have to pack up, they don't have to go
Yeah, they
anywhere, they
don't-
don't have to.
You all want to work within our own boundaries.
Yeah, and they're all
'cause
like-
to move work is tough.
Yeah.
And certainly have people, that's
Yeah.
even tougher. So I think that, no, I think that anytime you.
And I
can
know
do-
like Mark is like, he's like kind of worried he's gonna be like so busy that he's gonna be exhausted. And, I was talking with Gail over at Staley's and she's the same way. She's just like, oh my gosh. She's like, be careful what you ask for if we have all these people. So, you know, if I'm either at Mark's or at Staley's, either way, and if I see that like he's going under, I'll bust tables for Mark or I'll, you know, jump in where I can for Staley's and stuff. So just that kind of stuff maybe is just, you know, hey, I'm with the EDC. If you need something, you know, can I get it for you real quick? And, you know, just because it's such a positive that we're trying to do here.
No,
And so,
yes, yep.
you know, that would be the only thing I would think, Irene.
Well,
is
and
just
then
that
maybe
kinda-
on Saturday, you know, if we could get together at 6:30 or something, when we wanna try to do this, get the bonfire set
Right.
up and ready to burn.
Yeah.
We're gonna need some people.
Yeah,
And,
well, like I say, probably, and we should probably all be there. If it's gonna start at 7, I would think maybe between 6:15 and 6:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And you got the fire department guys coming at,
He told me that, I better double check with him on
Okay.
that, and, just to.
make sure that they're there, okay.
Yep.
And I did talk with,
You probably want them there by 6 o'clock though, right?
yes, if they're gonna
Block
cordon it
off.
off, yeah. And I talked to, Carol over at, Eddie's Lapiniac, and she said that they have to have their lot open, because if somebody has a crash or whatever, tow trucks have to, you know, be able to drop it off.
Yep.
And so she was gonna maybe put some pylons or something there, so people could park along the road, but they don't really want them in the lot.
Lot.
Yeah, and stuff, and Mark said he's gonna close, he's not gonna stay open, but have at his lot. What he told me is, I got cameras, so if anything happens, I can watch the camera. He's,
And
he
Shag
wor-
Bark is
and,
available too?
I talked to Fred and he said he talked to you,
Yeah.
and so he was aware of it, and he didn't really make any commitment one way or another, other than
He
just.
said
that-
he can have everything on the Mount Parnassus Road, all where they park over there.
Yeah.
But he couldn't leave the place open because I
Yeah, they got-
got
all his
merchandise
work.
all over
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So he said, you know, help yourself along the road and.
yeah, but he'll leave his gates and
And,
stuff.
so,
Yeah.
and, so I think that, you know, we've got along those stretches in
Yeah.
there and,
And then the other thing is I know we've talked to the fire department, did you talk to the police just to let them know
No.
that we're expecting
no,
traffic there? So we
No.
probably need to have that conversation with them and let them know, just so they're aware. I mean, if they're not aware of what's going on.
right. Emma, could you have that conversation, just let them know that we're gonna have a bonfire there on the corner of Town
I'm
Street?
aware of it yet.
I
They
don't.
are or not?
No, I'm asking, they
Oh.
haven't been made aware of it yet.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're aware, but like I said, we haven't had that
I
specific
can
conversation.
text Carl right now and tell him.
Aware of
Yeah,
it.
Can
Yeah,
we do that?
yeah.
but then I'm always surprised with the little stuff that they're totally on top of. Just blows my mind. It's like, wow.
I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
But,
And again, I don't know if we're gonna have, 50 people or if we're gonna have
Yeah.
250 people.
that's one you can't ever have any idea on,
Yeah.
at all, not at all. And, so, but, all right, well, let's take and see what comes of it, and I don't know whether you're around at all, Ralph, but if you were around on Saturday at 6:30 or something, I'd love to
Yeah.
have your,
Yeah,
your
help
hand-
out moving
yeah,
things
help
over.
out, just get that fire all set
Yeah.
up, so we're ready to,
Right,
I would ignite it there at 7 o'clock,
Okay.
and, that would be
Bring
great.
your blowtorch,
you're,
gasoline.
Yeah, now you're talking to my husband. That's his favorite thing.
Or you a Boy Scout, that's how they do it. Girl Scouts, on the other hand, we don't do it like that.
Yeah.
hairspray.
Propane tanks.
And throw the canisters in there.
No
Bob, what time
hairspray.
was a good time to meet there?
We're gonna meet there at
6:15,
6:15.
6:30.
6:15, 6:30 in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
And so we'll see if we can just put that fire kind of together over there. And but we'll have a pretty good idea after we take a look at it tomorrow, and we'll kind of stake it out
says.
where we're gonna put it. And so the best, the driest place that's
He's so
most convenient over there.
Right.
So I know it's gonna be
to me and then
up
texted
towards
me.
Town Street,
He messaged me.
up
and asked me
close
what
to
you
the
cost.
parking lot.
Told me about my
Because it's,
neighborhood and-
boy, is it wet over there right now.
yeah, that's
He's
right.
great.
Yeah.
And what's the date, what
Like,
weekend
wow.
is that? What's the date on that weekend? What Saturday is that?
This is Saturday, so
Saturday.
this Saturday.
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes.
yep.
The
So
2
6th.
days. Yes.
2 days.
I have a funeral in New York for, it's a wake, and I should be back. for that time.
If you could make it, that'd be great. We could certainly use the hand, that's for sure.
And
And,
if we need another hand, my husband will be there too, I think, so
all right.
he'll help.
Well, good. We will put his work shirt on.
There you go. We'll tell him.
We'll put that on. All right, is there anything else that we should be thinking that we need to do in order to?
Nope, I'll take care of, Lenore and I will take care of the thank you notes to the, sponsors and the follow-up on
Exit polling.
the exit polling. And then we'll put together something, you know, to get to here and to the business.
You can do a survey
association.
monkey for,
Yeah, we were afraid to do surveys because people just hate that and it's
survey
like,
monkeys are quick though, they
yeah,
take you like,
and stuff. So, you know, maybe, like I say, we were just thinking that just the personal touch of, you know, actually talking to them and stuff. So,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah, I
the
know.
old-fashioned way, no
Yeah.
electronics. So, but
sounds good.
And then I was talking to Connecticut Landmarks about theirs, and theirs is limited as far as the parking out there. They're parking along the road too. And so I told them I would get some cones from the town and basically put a few cones out there just to give people a little warning when they come around that corner.
right,
That something's going on right there. And,
yeah, I don't want any tragedies or anything.
No,
I
no,
mean, we've got everything's going in a really positive manner and we have everything good, so the
Yeah.
last thing we need to do is
no, we don't
have
want.
some kind of accident.
No, we don't want anybody, and I think that actually the shuttle is the safest way for people to
Yeah,
visit
but
that
that's
place.
just the train, Pete riders, and, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, so, but I think that that is the safest way, but I think that, I know there's gonna be other people wanting to visit that house. And,
Yeah.
So, I think that, but they're going to move the fences so it's more open to the old driveway.
okay,
When I met with them today, I said, you know, going up and going through the gate, I said, that doesn't really work. So they were gonna have workers tomorrow move those gates down, and so basically you
they'll
could.
give you a little room to
And
pull off.
so, well, no, it won't give you room to pull up, but it will give you room for pedestrians to get through without walking along Town Street to get over to the house. Right now, you can't get over there, and the gates are right up against the stone wall.
Are you planning to have people park in the back?
No, they can't get back
Can't
there.
get back,
It's too wet.
Yeah.
It's too wet back there.
Oh, and the other thing that's gonna be huge is that cemetery tour. There,
Yes.
I've got posters, they made some posters that they're the size of a, full size of a door, and they got those all over Deep River and Chester and Essex, and, I mean, I've seen them in Hebron, I've seen them everywhere, they have those posters and stuff. So that's gonna be a huge spot too.
That's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, but they've got
They've
good
got-
parking there,
And they've got organization over
yeah,
there too.
and stuff,
So
so.
they're well organized.
Yeah.
I talked to them too.
And I saw them out rehearsing their
Yeah,
stuff. So, yeah, the town's buzzing with people getting ready for it and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, and so, no, I've been impressed with what they've got going there, because it's all in costume.
Yeah.
So,
It's one of these events where I feel like, oh my gosh, this big event's happening on Saturday. Shouldn't we be doing something? It's like, there's nothing to do. It's like,
It's either gonna roll by
it's
now or
like,
it isn't gonna roll.
You know, but it's like one of those things, it's like,
Nice,
there's
though.
nothing to put our hands on.
Well, that means you're organized. That is-
Like-
Otherwise, we're out there putting out fires all over the place. So, no, that's a
Kind of
little,
event you want.
yes, yes. Well, I think the key here is that we're promoting it so that the businesses are working in their own locations. And that people aren't trying to move, because it's just too hard to do that, and too expensive for businesses to do it.
Yeah.
So it's an awful lot to ask, and this is, we're gonna promote you in your own establishments here and go from there. All right, any other thoughts or questions on the fall weekend, or? Well, certainly you have done a great job on
Like
this.
I say, thank you,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's my buddies at the Business Association have been,
they have been
they've
wonderful
been
partners.
little angels,
They've
yes.
been wonderful partners on this, and I think that this growing relationship we have with the Business Association is really it shows up what can happen when you work together
Yeah.
with another group, and
If we have an opportunity, I would like to do a shout out to them at the
yeah,
at the bonfire
Yeah.
to be able to,
yeah.
you know, give them a round of applause for
Yep.
the
because
support that they
have been
provided to the EDC on this.
Yes, they've been wonderful partners working with us on this, and All right, the possible expansion of the IG zone, that it's just getting started. I think that it's kind of like in P and Z's kind of part, but we're gonna be very much a part of working on getting that through and helping Shagbark do what they wanna do over there. The possibility of creating the district at the Four Corners, basically south. Talk to P and Z about that, and I think that this is very much a part of the plan of conservation and development, and they are going to invite us to the next meeting that they have with their consultant. And so I'll give everybody a heads up on that, when that is gonna be, and because they came back with basically some ideas on each one of the properties and then what you could do, how much buildable area you could get on them, what property. This is the Planning and Zoning Commission is putting together a new plan of conservation and development, and they have a consultant that is working with them on that. And they are working on this, basically working for some kind of a business district on the southern part of Town Street. And so they came back with some ideas on what properties could be utilized for commercial use and how big of buildings you could get on it. And so I think it was interesting that they're interested in this area as seeing it's because it's got good sight lines, it's got a lot of things going for it for a business district, and it's halfway there now. And so it's more or less kind of seeing what we would like to do in this area. And so the consultant is going to come back to the Planning and Zoning Commission in a meeting and basically be discussing this area. And they haven't set the date yet, so when they set the date, I'll let everybody know, and then anybody who's interested in.
I was gonna say, we kind of made a committee last time, I think,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
and such, so,
and should be a committee of 3 there.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And so I think that that should be kind of interesting, and let's see where it goes from there. Do you have any thoughts or questions on that at all? All right. Chatham Health, basically Irene and I had a meeting with Chatham Health, what was it, Tuesday? Was it
Last
Tuesday?
week, yeah.
Last week. And so we were basically just wanted to see what their intent was as far as having personnel here, what is their.
What they had to say, did they?
Well, there is now someone here in the building on
Okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is new. There hadn't been any basically organized time here before.
Is it the same person
It's
each time, or is it a floater?
they're
Mostly the same.
mostly the same, but also a floater too. But mostly the same.
But if they're not here in the office, then they're here in town somewhere doing inspections
Right.
and
Yeah.
the things they're supposed to be doing.
Or if but so I think that it's something we're gonna look into and see what other possibilities we have. But I think from the standpoint of Chatham, at least we've got a pretty good idea as to, what they're gonna do, what they will do, what they won't do, and
Did they give you any information that, or did you ask them for the information that we wanted about the numbers,
yes, and we
Okay.
have them.
Okay.
We have the numbers. We know how much money they're collecting from the town. There's 2 avenues they collect it from. One of it's per person in the town, and that's $11.11. And so that comes to about $105,000 a year that we contribute to Chatham Health District. And then the fee that comes out of all their inspection fees and that sort of thing was about $24,000 a year. So I think that basically Don gave us copies of what that is and the breakdowns, and so he gave us all the breakdown as to what their fees are, and and I think what we're getting for those fees.
That sounds like, I mean, that was all we'd asked for, was just that information. It wasn't like there was anything other than having somebody here and then knowing where the money was going.
What money we're talking about.
Right.
Just how much
Yeah.
money.
And
we're-
did they do anything about the, small vendors? Did they look at that, a different fee
No,
structure this
because
year?
it didn't seem to be a problem, and that I didn't know whether it's a problem, but if it is a problem, because
Well,
we
I think they
haven't.
worked out a deal with us, right? You're talking about for like the Taste Feast Haddam, and then they,
No, I'm talking
No,
about
it's
like
for somebody
the
like
farmer's
Stanley's that
market.
has the food trucks in here.
right.
Or a
right.
farmer's market that has, they pay and then they.
They pay for the
It's 2 weeks,
season.
yeah, and they wanna pay for the season and they have to pay, or somebody that wants to just pay for a small one.
Yeah.
And they have to keep redoing it, so that was the
Yeah,
question.
Okay,
seasonal versus each time,
yes,
yeah.
That was the,
Yeah.
That was the
popcorn
follow-up,
vendor?
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
we didn't ask that, but we will. And,
Okay.
And I
Well,
think,
you know, if Joe was with us, we'd remember the popcorn.
yes, good point. But I think that, let's see what other information as time goes on here, what we might want from them, and see what we can take and do it. But I think we had a good meeting, it was a frank meeting, and I think that he did get the idea that we would like to see.
Want attention.
We want attention.
So then the other thing, the only other point that we had talked about was seeing what the rates and the fees were with the other district, just
Yeah.
for a comparable of
Yeah.
what we're getting for.
And I think that's what we're gonna work on now. We're gonna
Okay.
see what others are, what they'd be charging, and then we can come back with what their fees are in the other.
Okay.
I think there's really two other health districts that we could possibly tap in. It's basically the one that Old Lyme, East Lyme,
Mhm.
which is
Right.
Ledge Light Health District.
Or the Old Saybrook.
Oh, the Old Saybrook, which Connecticut River Valley Health District.
Yeah, so we really have 3 options.
There's 3 options,
Which-
yes.
That's
Which
kinda
is
nice,
good.
that's nice when you can shop.
Absolutely, and I think that
good for-
sharpens up everybody's
And it's good,
pencil.
it's good for business.
It is,
Yeah.
it is, and I think it's good that if we kind of shop around a little bit, let's see what else is out there, let's see what the possibilities are out there, and from that, we'll be able to give a little better idea as to what is the best thing, and I think that Irene and I will be working on that and see what we can come up with.
Okay.
Plan of conservation and development, basically that's what will be coming up, is the biggest thing that they were gonna be talking about is the commercial districts. And so I think that from our standpoint, I certainly wanna be at the table on this. And I think probably we should be coming back with a letter as to what we would like to see in that plan of conservation and development.
When is that, like, due?
I think
Something we're
now
talking
I'd say right now they're zeroing in.
They're gathering, because it's due by next March, is what I believe, when
Oh.
you and I went to the meeting.
Yeah.
I think that's what they told us, is that they were in the gathering stage, then they'd be in the writing stage, because it was supposed to roll out in
Yes, and
March, is what I'm believing. from
Yeah,
the
and
meeting
I
we
would
went to.
say it's getting to the information gathering is
Right.
narrowing down. And I think that if there's something that we wanna get in there, we need to do it in a letter form saying this is what Economic Development Commission is looking for. I've been to several of their meetings, I've certainly relayed that, what we were looking for, whether it's it's the 3 districts here, what we would like to see in all these districts. And so I think that we need probably to put this together, and maybe we could work on a little draft of something
Okay.
that we
And I think
want.
some of the information that we got from that seminar we had with the CERC meeting and stuff, because it talked about the agricultural, just where our income lies, and
Yeah.
it was just such clear, I mean, we're agriculture or we're tourism.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as an EDC, I mean, that kind of gives our paths of where we want to develop, so we really need to probably pay
Yeah,
attention to some of those numbers and some of that information.
yep, and I think, but we've had some nice growth with, the Dutch Oil Company.
Oh, yeah.
Taking over that mill. There's certainly been some very nice
Well,
growth there.
and what Shaybrook wants to do with the industrial park
Yeah,
certainly fit in well, like we used the
Yeah.
example before, you know, what they've got out in Chester by the airport and that. We could attract that over here.
oh, yeah, and those are nice little businesses.
Right.
They're just nice little
Right.
independent businesses, and I think, you know, as you say, with the agricultural, I guess that was what Staley's would be going under, but, you know, fabulous growth out there, and so we certainly got, you know, a few businesses here that are showing some.
Well, the
good signs.
agricultural, although it's still very small business, has just in the last 3 years that I've been here, which is a very limited time, has really blossomed because of the farm to table.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's,
Yeah.
whether it's a buzzword or a trend or whatever, we might as well capitalize on it because it's what we have naturally and stuff. And so, I mean, you know, right now, I mean, all of the farms have built farm stands. They've actually built structures. And there's some that are now, you know, actually a brick and mortar with the Connecticut Fresh. And
Yeah, yeah.
so, you know,
Yeah.
I mean,
That was nice to-
they're evolving.
Yeah, it was
And
nice to
stuff.
see Connecticut Fresh, basically.
Yeah, became a brick and mortar.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they've always been that, it just hasn't been a public one.
Yeah, well, because with before, like when I wanted to put him in the visitor's guide, she actually declined because she said there would be no reason because there's, you know,
Yeah, they
no
don't have
tourists
any-
would come. So in the time from March until now, they've evolved. So, you know, and I know that Jess out at Cold Spring has, I mean, although she's
Oh, yeah,
Colchester,
she does it.
that's
She does a lot.
huge
Yep.
evolved.
Yes.
You know, I mean, and there's like total restaurants that are opening just on the premise of doing business with these farms.
Right, isn't that vintage?
Yeah, and then there's like talks of, you know, other ones and stuff. I mean, there's Goats and Roses over in Marlboro.
Haven't been there yet,
Oh,
gotta go? Let's go,
it's awesome.
we'll go.
Ah, good.
It's amazing.
But I think that, let's start to develop something that would be a letter to planning and zoning as to what we'd be looking for in that plan of conservation and development. And I think take a good hard look at that, because I think that is something that could, you know, really be good for us to have a voice in. And I think they're looking for a voice from the committee here,
Well,
and basically, you know, where are the big ones for us.
right. And like, I mean, we've done the land, saving of the land and the conservation of the land.
Yeah.
Now we need to meet the,
Now we need to make the payroll.
yeah, now we gotta have.
Now we gotta
now
make
we-
some-
Now do we gotta get money for Emma to do all the things we need to
That's
get
right,
done.
that's right. All those roads he's gotta go out there and fix.
I don't think you got enough.
I know.
We'll try.
But we gotta work on it anyway. And, all right, and, the vision statement, I don't know whether you wanna get into that at all?
Once the festival's over and.
We'll talk about that.
about it and stuff,
Okay.
cause like I said, that's a good one for when we're
Yeah.
in the dead of winter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll put that on for the January.
Yeah, that's a good,
You gonna be here in January?
I don't know.
you have Florida calling?
I don't know, it depends on that temperature, what it looks like down there. Business of the month, we made up last meeting those 5 businesses.
Yeah, did you see we made the paper again this week with more fit, it got in, so we're right on schedule the first week,
Yes.
they get their whole month of attention, the sign got there on the 1st of October.
Yep, yeah,
So-
and, so, I don't know what page it's on there.
One back,
It,
yeah, maybe one more, yeah, it was,
No.
okay, it was after the,
It's all the endorsements on this page.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. But,
I know, right? Man. I don't know what
it's a whole picture of it.
well, I don't see it. It's in this one or this, wait a minute,
Oh, no,
I've
you
got the wrong one.
You got the wrong paper,
Probably the Haddam section.
Yeah.
no, you had the wrong paper,
Alright, I got the one with with the
Yeah,
boat
there-
going over the edge.
yeah.
That's the one I wanna take and see.
I wanna Photoshop somebody into that boat.
Well, they did, they got into it.
To get
And-
it
and-
off, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but I
they
mean,
drove
just
it
like, you know,
away.
but just somebody like,
Yeah, like, whoa. But
Did
to
you see
take,
the paddle boat down below?
yeah, yeah.
Paddle boat was just like,
Yeah, and flipping around and yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was really a nice article. I mean, they gave us a lot of space here.
Yeah.
This was the biggest space they've given us so far.
Oh, yeah, nice big
the business
picture.
development, and then,
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put the whole,
Yeah, I mean, to take and
Yeah.
have Morfit on there,
Yeah.
you know, and,
Yeah.
you know, and this just shows a little bit, I mean, what Emmett brought out about this building is
very
really
did you see
fabulous.
it, Ralph? Cause you were a big fan of,
Oh,
Yeah,
of,
of,
Morphin.
of that, yeah, Morfit's building down there.
And what building is that?
that's, it used to be,
Creamery Road.
The old
it used to be
Colfax
the
building.
old, Gillnet
My building.
factory.
Yeah, but,
It's at the bottom of
it
Creamery.
really
Road.
did, I mean, those
They were gonna
beams,
turn it
I
into
know.
a brewery.
Yeah, that's something else.
And if you look at it, see,
Flip it over.
just beautiful.
yeah, you can see
Yeah,
the
the beams are like,
hills.
they're at least
See how they
10 by,
things in there.
could be
That
10 by
was-
12s.
Yeah, they used to make
Every
shag
8
and
foot,
stuff, But they,
and they're
they
just
did a
locked
really good
together
job.
with a pipe coming
Gorilla's
down to
husband
hold
is
up the
a,
full span. It's
builder.
So it's kind of like a truss kind of a thing
Yeah,
up there.
it's,
amazing things,
it's
but
a
they were-
30-foot
it's a
building.
really
I think the
beautiful
building's
space.
30 feet wide,
And,
Okay.
30 by 60.
they did a nice
36
job, they did a
yeah.
great job.
Well, I was
5,000
just,
square feet.
And she was ecstatic.
Well, she should be
She
ecstatic,
was
and she should pay her
ecstatic to
bill.
be.
yeah,
She's doing,
yeah.
so that's good.
Well, she thanked us how many times before we got out the door?
Yeah.
And I've
I
seen
miss
her
it.
at a couple of things since then. She came to the East Haddam Business Association meeting and some other stuff, and she was just
Yeah.
ecstatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice, you know, it's nice to recognize the businesses and especially to be able to give them a little publicity like this.
Well, you know, the one thing is that I have to give, you know, kudos to Marilla. Marilla's really been struggling with, you know, getting that building open and going through all the zoning stuff that she had to go through, and she went through a lot of hoops, and
Yeah, yeah.
she, you know, every
Yeah.
now and then, you know, Jim, you know, raises his ugly head down there and says, you know, somebody's got a problem with your lights, and you know, she's just done, you know what I mean? She's so done, she's trying to build this business. Then Julia comes in and starts free yoga, and she's, you know, she's selling with the classes.
Right.
And, you know, it's just like, come on, you know,
Yeah.
so this was a good positive thing for her, so I think that it's definitely helped, and it gives her a lot of recognition,
Yeah.
especially with Banner closing, you know, people from
Yeah.
Banner are probably looking for a place, and they may have already found her, but it's just kind of, you know, kind of a feather in her cap.
But you're
Right.
right, though, there's a couple of new people from Banner that are down there.
Yeah.
And, so.
You know, and so she, I mean, I know she had an article, gosh, it was probably, what, a year and a half ago, where she had gone to the Olympics, and she was a
Oh, yeah.
massage therapist for the
Yeah.
gymnast,
Yep.
which
Yep.
was nice and stuff, so she's got a lot of cred anyway.
Yeah.
And she's excellent, I mean, personally, she's excellent.
Yeah.
And, it's just nice that, you know, that gym gets a little bit of recognition, because she's been struggling with that thing to try and get off the ground.
Yep.
So I hope that gives her a little added push.
Little oomph.
Well, it certainly, it made her feel good, I can assure you that, and so I think that was really kind of nice. So anyway, we have to pick a business for the month of November.
I'm trying to recall who we had. We had Dutch Oil, Nathan Hale. Who else?
Do we have Dutch, or did we already do Dutch?
No, we haven't done Dutch, but we talked about them in their redoing of the building, the other building and stuff.
Yeah, of the barn over by
Yeah,
Brown
and then we
Mill.
talked about Nathan Hale and how this town would be,
Oh,
without
right.
them, we'd be
Yeah.
like,
And-
He has gotten a lot of recognition, just saying.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
that he hasn't, you know, he's been, I think when we were doing, what else did we do? We did some kind of EHBA, and we gave it to Mark, and we gave it to,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll say
and
Fred,
like I
but that's
say,
not-
you know, it's a gathering spot too, but like I say, again, Wrestling Cats gets recognition right and left, so,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
yeah,
But,
So do we have, a home-based business?
It's legal.
that's legal.
We got a new barber shop,
we got a new barber shop.
yeah,
Yeah.
which takes us to
That's
the,
all base.
Swing Bridge. She calls it Swing Bridge.
yeah,
The new barber shop
Yeah.
you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Across from St. Stephen's,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who else is the little engine that could, is
Higher Grounds.
I was just gonna say it, the Higher Grounds is the
Yeah.
little engine that could,
Yeah.
because she lives and dies with the productions of Goodspeed.
Yeah.
Cause the cast comes in and everybody for it, and then, you know, she maintains, and then they leave and she just falls off.
Yeah.
And she just holds it together the best she can and stuff, and
Yeah.
like I say, so, you know, she's another
Yep.
small little business that really could use the,
Yeah, most definitely. That'd be quite a compliment. Make
For-
her
for
feel
her.
good, keep
Yep.
her there, because she's quite an asset.
Yes.
yeah.
It's nice to have that.
Yeah, it is.
Charming little business.
Yep.
Yeah, and
It is.
especially when And I'm
And
not
she's
doing
great.
comparative, but you know, and I'm not trying to, but the other coffee shop gets so much recognition, and like I say, she's like, kinda like the little engine that could, you know, she's, they're plugging away
Yeah.
and,
She's got great little musicians in there all the time.
yeah, does the acoustical, she's got the art gallery upstairs, so she houses, you know,
So she's doing a lot of
secondary.
collaboration with
Yeah.
musicians and artists,
Yep,
you know, in her own little way. You know.
yeah.
yeah, and, so, I mean,
Anybody, any other
I'm
ideas?
trying to think of who else.
Dutch Oil, Nathan Hale, Higher Grounds, new barber shop.
Right. I thought we had a list, or.
yeah, we did, we
do,
had
but you
five,
just
but I
don't have it.
I don't
You
have
don't
it.
have it with us.
Are we actually gonna pick one tonight?
Yeah, yeah,
One of those two, I'd like to pick one of those two, the swing bridge, or how about first come, first serve, Kim at the,
Higher Ground?
mm-hmm,
She got my vote.
Okay, and what I'd like to see us do is, I'd like to see us get a banner, if we can figure out the funding for it, that says, welcome to East Haddam New Business, so that when a new business opens up, that for 30 to 45 days, we just put that banner in front of their, so people,
Yeah, I'd
it
donate
catches
that.
their eye, so that you just don't go by and stuff, so, you know, again, you know, I can,
Well, I'll purchase that if you don't mind picking it out.
okay, wow, that's great.
Something.
all right, and I'd like the second Ralph's,
Higher Ground.
Before it goes away.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll second the banner.
I gotta go.
Okay,
Ralph, I paid for it.
wow, we got a four-way motion going on.
Add something.
Wait a minute, we're supposed to have one motion at a time around here, this is getting out of hand.
I didn't even hear the first motion, so, all right, so.
All right, we got a motion on
Over on
to
that
Higher
give it to a
Ground.
higher ground,
Yeah.
for the month of November. And that was Ralph, and I seconded it, and,
All in favor?
well,
Aye.
does anybody else have any comments on it? Okay, all those in favor? Aye?
Higher grounds,
All right, higher ground has it.
and
I'd
that's the
like to
month
ask
of.
Sue or yourself, you give me a little clue what that would be, $200, not even
Okay,
that.
you know, and I'll talk
know that it would
to,
be
I'll
that
talk to
much.
Brian,
I
he
think
can,
others
he
don't.
can usually
Yeah,
cut me some
Have
slack.
you seen the
Want
one that
something-
that they have over at,
obviously nice.
East
Yeah, that would be
Hampton?
nice.
Okay, do you have a picture of it? Cause that's
Yes,
perfect.
it's in the
Which one is
newspaper.
that?
Yeah,
East
EDC over in East Hampton does it,
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
and it's a great banner. Looks
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
and they
Be
just,
nice.
it's one of those that they just swing across the,
That'd be nice if somebody could get a picture of that.
yeah, it's in the newspaper, I've seen it in the River East a couple times,
Yeah,
So-
I'll look, cause I've
Yeah.
been saving those.
yeah,
Oh, okay, all
I'll
right,
find it.
all
so,
right, let's,
but yeah, and then, like I say, I'll see, you know, if I can get, we want something that'll hold up for a while and
Right.
durable and.
Yeah.
Cause then we'd have to go back after them for another one.
yeah, if we
And
go,
I'm
if
on
we
the
go
run.
lose them, right?
I'm on the run.
And like I said, we just
I know
wanna.
where you hang out.
Wanted, you know, to say welcome,
EDC welcomes new business,
welcomes new business to East Haddam.
yeah. Any bites on the hilltop yet?
Yes, it's sold.
It did,
The barbecue.
wow.
So-
Jimmy Ventures?
I bought it for him and I've given it to him.
Did you buy it?
No.
Oh.
But
Pretty cool.
it looks like a good operator, and so.
Is it
Good.
barbecue again, or is it gonna be
Yes.
something a little different?
Yeah, it's gonna be,
You should go Tex-Mex, man.
yeah, but, so.
You like
but-
Tex-Mex?
Yeah.
You like spicy food?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
man. I can do it right. I'll bring you some, sister. I'll light you up. One of those days when you're feeling weary.
Yeah, so I think that'll be also great to have another new business, and so I think that'll put a shot in the arm into that,
So when is that person
probably in the
right
next
away?
30 days. Yeah,
Turnkey, wow, awesome,
yeah, looks like a
That's
quick,
great,
it looks like a
great
quick
news.
closing, so.
Perfect.
cool.
Yeah, so when they actually get there,
CO,
we'll go over and just say hello to them.
yeah.
Have we welcomed the new grist?
I've been over and introduced myself to them.
Okay, I've shopped there several times, but I've never been able to.
Yeah. catch
Find
up with
He
them.
was
No.
out sick a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, it's about 3 weeks ago now,
3
but
weeks
he's,
ago.
you know, he's back, he's there, and so.
Okay, and he's definitely got a different supplier and stuff there now that, you know,
Yes, there is,
So-
there's different people there,
Yeah.
and so,
different
but,
products and stuff, so, you know, so good.
so we'll, you know, as he gets going along a little bit, I'm gonna also have a little conversation with him. You know, get his feet wet here a little bit, and get organized and get himself squared away a little bit, and go from there. Anybody else have any comments or anything? General public up there have any comments? You're not the general public, you're a part of this. Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, good point.
So just the last thing is, that's not on there, is that we need to put out a thing that we're looking for member for the,
Oh, yes, okay,
the board,
yep,
because we're down one.
yep. All right, and we do have a vacancy on the board, so we will be looking to have.
You guys had somebody in mind that you were talking about?
He's with the East Haddam Business Association, Mike Robidoux.
Okay, yeah, no, I know
He's,
Mike.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
just, seems like a really solid player, and he's really hands-on, and
And just another name, did you ever follow up with Patsy Limon?
Yes.
Because she's quite a gal, as far as grants. She's on several boards in town. She's on IPark, and she knows how to go for grants.
What's her name?
Patsy Limon.
Okay, I think I know who you're
River
talking
Road.
about, because I think I talked to her about grants before.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's up at IPark.
She helps the Ray of Light out. She helps,
Right, yeah, I know exactly who you're
IPark.
talking about.
And she's on a couple other boards too.
she's not the new
very
lady at
busy
IPark,
girl.
is she?
Yeah,
retired.
yeah.
She's not the new director.
She's not the director, no.
Of,
IPark?
no, I don't think, no, she's not the director.
Right.
So
just
she
sits
didn't
on
take
the
over
board.
for, because there's a
She
new,
sits on the board.
okay,
Couple
because
years
there's a
ago.
new
No.
director,
Director.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a new director up there, and,
Right.
but you think she might be interested in?
Well, yeah, she is, but we kind of, she slipped through the cracks, you know, with us being a little too busy, we didn't reach out and, you know.
Really,
She is interested, but she's getting a lot on her plate
On her
right now.
plate.
But yet she's still,
Maybe I'll just take
Yeah,
and,
she is.
just
she would
contact
like to
her.
get a phone call.
Okay, I'll give her a phone call.
Great, awesome.
All right. Anybody else have anything else to throw on the table, or we'll be looking for a motion to
As soon
adjourn?
as Fall Fest
I'll
is
second
over,
that,
I make a motion.
thank you.
I'll bring
I
holiday
gotta
doors.
run.
A second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What was, I didn't catch what you said.
I said, now
Once
that
Fall
Fall
Fest is-
Fest is over,
We're
holiday
gonna
doors.
put holiday doors in that slot.
Oh, okay, all right.